Hello and welcome back once again to the Basement Dorks for the third episode of The Kneecappers, a podcast that I recorded in my basement with my buddies about a post-apocalyptic world where, honestly, some shit went south. And in this last episode, normally you are joined by Morg or one of the guys to tell you kind of what happened, but, you know, I think this time around, we're going to let one of the characters speak. And I don't understand. I woke up and there's this little goblin and there's a dwarf and a kobold. Ugh. It's just, what am I supposed to do with this? But you know what? As dirty as it is, just take me back. I'm going to talk to the captain. I'm going to get home. Like, there is no way 300 years has passed since I went to sleep. There's no way. But then we end up traveling and we get to their captain and he's an elf from the before times, as they mention it. And he tries to kill me. Why? I mean, it's not even... Thankfully, the little goblin at least spoke out for me and fought for me. But why am I getting blamed for everything? Why am I the one that's supposed to hold that kind of weight on my shoulders because of something my family did? I don't know anymore. So that's Zahra speaking back to you guys. Now, normally there is fun facts after this. Unfortunately, this week, because we are splitting down, we didn't get a chance to record any additional fun facts. For those of you listening to this in the future, I probably went back and re-added fun facts to this episode. But for this week, we're not going to have any outside of the one from Lucas, which was already pre-recorded. So thank you, everybody. And here is episode 3 of The Kneecappers. Because it adds a little extra flair and gives me something to play off of. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. And we have a new player around the table wasn't here in the last game, but Lucas will be joining us on this game. Lucas, do you have a screen name that you would prefer to go by?
Whatever you want to call me.
Okay, we're going to call you Lucas.
I'm not picky.
So, Lucas, what is a fun fact about your character without revealing too much about your character?
My character is a fae folk that likes to play instruments. I'm a fairy bard who tends to lean towards more of a heavy metal perspective. Kind at heart, but don't necessarily appear that way.
All right, guys, so that's hearing from Lucas, and now we're going to jump right into episode 3. Let's go. Fine. Zahra. How are you here? I don't know. I don't know. I woke up in the back of the cart with these Watch
the M word.
With these gentlemen. And initially I blamed them for where I was. I assumed they kidnapped me for some nefarious purpose. But this isn't the land that I remember. This isn't... I don't understand. I don't understand.
He's gonna take hold of her hand and just kind of pat her in the back.
Dane, at this point, have you told us about the poisons?
I really hadn't had time.
You really haven't, yeah.
I was actually wondering how long it's been since I cast that spell. Did I do it just outside the city, or had it been time before?
You mentioned it outside the city, but, well, it's not really a city. There's it's a tiny camp. Literally in the desert. Ish. But...
Has more than a half hour passed?
I would say more than a half an hour has passed.
Okay, never mind then.
Half an hour to an hour since you cast it.
Zahra.
Yes.
Zahra. Can it be Zahra?
Zahara's fine.
That's easier to pronounce.
It's easier to pronounce.
Retconned.
Retcon. We like this name more. Hey, it hasn't finished the episode. We can still retcon things.
Shit, yeah, we can.
These are my rules.
Zahara,
Yes.
when you were in the back of the cart and I touched your shoulder and it caused you discomfort, you when you looked at me with whatever that was,
It hurt.
you're infected by something. I cast a spell so I could see.
Immediately my mask goes on.
I tried to cast lay on hands on you to heal you and
Goes to steer.
cure any poisons or anything that were on you. That's what happened. That's what caused you the discomfort. And then while I was pushing the cart, I cast another spell. It was to be able to detect any poisons or anything. And you lit up more than a Yule candle ever could.
What's
There-
a Yule candle?
I don't know. I couldn't think of a better reference. I couldn't say Christmas tree.
I figured it was a dwarven thing.
You lit up more than a funeral pyre. There was you and the other one, and whatever samples you took. Thankfully, you didn't eat.
Yeah, thank goodness for that, but
No,
yeah, thank goodness for that, but
it's a
if she is infected with something that was affecting those dragonkin,
which is something we hadn't told you yet, Gregory. They were sick. Boils and pustules and.
Divine sick.
Can you show them your?
I'll take out one of my vials of the egg sacs, for lack of a better term.
Cystule,
tumor,
tumor
yeah.
things.
And shake them out so that they can see. Take out a little jeweler's microscope and let him take a look.
He takes a close look. And for the first time since you met him, you see him actually practice his craft. And he takes the small vial from you, and he opens up a door, and it opens up 2 alchemy cabinets.
My jaw is on the floor right now. How long were you planning on hiding from me that I could have been learning so gosh darn much?
Well, sometimes
Sometimes you forget, I know.
we don't practice our craft as much as we should. But sometimes we have the opportunity. And he starts pulling beakers, and he's moving stuff around, and you see him kind of, change things. And he pours out the smallest amount, and he grabs a vial, and he starts to shake it. And as he shakes it, you see the vial start to swirl and move and shift in color and phase. And it goes bright green and then fades to a little bit of a red and then instantly turns jet black. And the moment it turns jet black, you watch as it smacks against the side of the vial towards Greg. And it starts violently moving back and forth and trying to get up against the glass and push against that glass and move around and shift.
I'm going to take that the alchemy jug, say acid at it, and prepare it. You need me to eliminate this?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So he takes it and he drops it down inside of a container and slams the top. And it shatters. As soon as it shatters, the ooze slams into the side of the glass again. So you're going to have just a second when he pops that top to pour that in and go in. So I'm going to have you roll a dexterity.
Save or just flat dexterity?
Let's say a flat dexterity, because you're not trying to save, you're just trying to get it in without it getting out.
Same number anyway.
Okay,
but,
perfect.
Oh, nerds. That'd be a natural 1.
Oh no.
Is Bless a reaction spell?
Somebody could give me a hand and I could roll with advantage.
Yeah.
That would work. I'll help him out.
Okay. So you roll an advantage.
Good lord. Well, that's a 5.
Oh no. Okay, so Greg's
Waka
gonna roll.
waka.
Oh, Greg rolls. What is with this game?
We're about to have a story-changing moment, whether you like it or not.
Yep. So Greg grabs the top, opens it up. You go to pour the acid in, and when you pour the acid in, you actually miss and end up getting on Greg's hand. And he shoots back and shakes his hand because it burned him. And just at that moment, this ooze comes flying out of the top and starts skittering across the ground, heading directly towards Zahara.
Cast Entangle?
I don't know if that'll work. Cast it. You're more than welcome to.
I mean, otherwise, mold earth and try.
New box.
It cannot be restrained.
So, there you got it.
Yeah, so it continues moving towards her at an extremely quick pace.
Can I try stomping on it?
Yeah. Are you barefoot?
No, I'd have my boots on.
Okay, good. Yeah.
That's cocked dice on the verge of being a natural 1, but that is a cocked dice.
Reroll.
I mean,
let's just.
You're
we're
like-
gonna call the cock and
you're
re-roll
seeing
it.
that, right?
I see the cock. Re-roll it.
You like that cock, don't you?
Yeah, that was a good cock. That is also cocked.
Damn it.
What the hell dice are you rolling?
The wrong one. 4. I missed.
Yeah, you did. It continues rushing towards her.
As it leaves my threatened area, can I whip a knife at it as a reaction?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm going to use my returning dagger that I just made. 18.
18 hits. So as you hit it, you watch as your dagger splits it in half.
Uh-oh.
And it separates into two. It's,
God damn it.
it starts trying to go forward a little bit more and gets just to the edge of Zahara's feet as she's stepping back and she's starting to clam up. She's freaking out. And just as it starts to get to the edge of the feet, you watch as it disintegrates into the dirt and just turns into a puddle.
What in the...
I don't know. Gregory?
I'm not sure. It's...
Hey, buddy, if we got to do another one of these in the future, maybe we just melt my vial? I can make more.
For all intents and purposes, for what I could tell, it was dragon blood.
Hey, Zahara, you had mentioned that there weren't any dragons when you were alive.
There weren't. I mean, they were an old story. They were extinct. There was none.
But the dragonkin were being hatched from something.
From the eggs of the dragonborn. At least, that's what the wizards said. They said the dragonborns would lay eggs and then they could hatch the dragonkin. The dragonkin were just stronger than dragonborn. They were magically infused. We used them...
Is that how that works?
As far as I knew, yes.
I don't get how
I guess.
you magic something and... Well, I suppose magic does make things...
Point of clarity, do we deal with both dragonkin and dragonborn now? And if so,
Yes.
what is the difference in how they look?
So dragonkin are closer to almost 10 feet tall. They are built like a ship brick house, and one of them can rip through an army like it's going out of fashion. And if you do manage to kill one, they explode.
That's the kin.
That's the kin. The dragonborn follow the kin.
So you have D&D and you have Dragonlance. And they finally come together.
draconians.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But, well, actually, we do have a better term. We have dragonkin.
We have an alternate term, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the dragonkin are destroyed, they do explode. And actually,
Hierarchy is Dragonkin, Dragonborn, and the Lizard folk.
yes, and then lizard folk they feed on the scraps. Think of them as the hyenas that follow the lions.
And then the kobolds are just hated by everyone.
Everyone. As far as Dragonborn and Dragonkin are concerned, kobolds are born from the blood of the dragons, therefore they are closer to the dragons, therefore they are more worshipped, or they are allowed to be more worshipped. The dragon want nothing to do with them and could care less, and everyone else hates them because they're also lizard folk, and everybody's racist in some way. And the kobolds just want to be loved.
Give me a hug.
So if that's dragon blood,
As far as I can tell, yes. But I can already tell you, if her family was dumb enough to believe the dragonkin came from the Uggs of the Dragonborn, they couldn't be farther from the truth. You can only get dragonkin from the eggs of dragons that have been magically infused and changed.
Is this Gregory, Sarah, or...
Gregory.
Okay. Sorry, dude.
Sarah talks more up here. Or not Sarah. Zahra talks more up here. And then, of course, you got Stephanie, who's got a little more of a Irish accent.
yes, a floating
Irish accent.
or British Isles accent.
It's somewhere in that
Yeah.
range.
You'll land it.
Before the end of this, I'll have her all.
All right. Well,
But Drake just sounds old.
so
Because he's old Greg.
Yep.
so you're saying that the dragonkin were being made from dragon eggs that were tampered with.
They had to have been. That's the only way you get those. I mean, I've. And he walks over and he starts flipping through his bookshelf and he grabs a book down and he pulls it out and he flips through it and he's like, dragonkin, they're magically infused eggs. That's their whole point. And he's like, I might have someone that know a little more about this. Maybe. He was with the other party. Let me see if I can call him in. Stephanie, if you don't mind, can you go get the bard? He knows stories. Maybe he might know this one. Zephyr. What's your character's name?
Zephyr?
Zephyr. Stephanie, if you don't mind, can you go get Zephyr? So Stephanie leaves and she comes back, and we have new character that comes in. So Lucas, if you want to describe your character, so they bring you into the tent.
I'm a fairy folk. I am a bard. I'm roughly about 2 feet tall. I am young in age. I'm messy and unkempt, but I'm not dirty. I have a slight smell of brownies that wafts around me constantly.
Nice.
I'm hungry. Yeah, Zephyr.
Smells like home.
Zephyr.
Kind of.
Yes.
Bards always seem to know stories, and I don't know if you'd know this
Tell
one
you
or not.
stories all day long. What do you want to hear?
Dragonkin.
Yeah.
They are born from the eggs of dragons that have been manipulated by wizardry.
I don't know the exact details, but to my knowledge, yeah, that's how they work.
Okay. Would you happen to remember any books that we could use that might have some of that information? I know it exists. It's just not my specialty.
I can dig around. I'm sure I can find something on draconic ancestry and birthing rites.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. Go over to a bookshelf. I start looking around. Pick up a couple of books. I page through them, put them down. Pick up another one, page through it, put it down. Finally, I grab another one, page through it. Ah, here we go. says here that the only way to create a dragon yeah, correct, is a magically infused dragon. It doesn't specifically state which spells exactly. Yeah, they're made from the eggs of bronze, green, and emerald dragons. It does not state which spells exactly, but yeah, they're magically infused. Of the bronze, green, and emerald variety.
Okay.
What on earth is a bronze dragon, or an emerald for that matter?
It's one of the old types, I assume. I mean, there used to be gold and silver. There were dragons.
I assumed
that
that
lived.
that was just a clever name we used.
Once upon a time,
We're talking ancient history.
there were so many. I remember stories as a child that they spoke of them, but I don't. Until the three ancients rose, I don't remember dragons even walking the earth. You rarely seen dragonborns, but all of them were confined to the cities.
How's Sarah reacting to this information?
She's confused and she's pulled back. And you see her her eyes are darting back and forth as everyone's communicating and talking, and all of this seems above her head. She was, for lack of a better description, was a spoiled, rotten little princess, and that was exactly how she dealt with her life. No, you don't get this information.
Well, maybe I do now.
So if... Wait a minute. Just putting two and two together here. So if what was in that vial and what is affecting Zahra here is the same thing, how long have you had dragon blood in you, Zahra?
It was once, okay? You used it to get a little extra strength or a little extra time, or I only once.
I am so disappointed in what I'm hearing. I stick up for you and you were doping with dragon blood?
It was, everybody did it. It's not like it was,
All the cool
just
kids
me.
are doing it.
Well,
Dan, what is
all the
doping?
cool kids were sucking on fire ant holes. Would you do that? You know what? No.
Probably. What's a fire ant hole? That sounds kind of fun.
More. This isn't Ilya. This is not Ilya. All right, Zahra. I suspect that your parents were mighty disappointed in you, though.
Not in the slightest. My mother loved me.
Not so much your father then, huh?
Well, my father was an asshole. And he had a kingdom to run, so he didn't care about his daughter. He didn't need to. It wasn't important.
Probably would have cared if you were a boy.
Zephyr in with the... Zephyr.
going to hell.
I earned my trip. I'm just enjoying the ride.
She.
Now, Zephyr, kids.
Oh, God.
Stop fighting.
So as you say that, she spins around and just wallops you across the face. I'd ask her what your...
Not
I'd
the
ask
first
what
time
your,
that's happened. Not going to be the last.
I'd ask what your AC was, but she rolled a nat 20 to slap you in the face.
All
So-
right, I'll start a new character.
You only take 3 damage. It's non-lethal, so there's that. You do not speak of me that way. You do not speak of my father that way. I am still royalty. Thank you.
I'm not saying you weren't. Just saying with my knowledge, kings and sons, kings and daughters. Yeah.
Zahra, I know it's going to take a while to get used to, but, royalty of what? Precisely. Now. I'm not saying that to upset you, darling. but it is truly.
Too late. She's crying.
Oh, now don't do things rubbing. I know it's a tough lesson to learn, but if you keep acting up, this is a very dangerous world now. It's not what you were used to. It's not all dragon blood and automa cars. I mean, I guess it's still a lot of dragon blood, but not in the same way that you're used to. Just, Ghoul, you have kids. You talk to her.
Lexi takes care. I work. They're all taller than
Ghoul,
me too.
you got to be a present. I mean, I'm only see them about 3 days a year, but I'm present when I'm there. I get messages from their mother. Do you know what your kids are doing right now? Do you?
No.
Well, you got to be a present parent, Ghoul, if you want them to respect you. I'm sure they love you. You are a very lovable person.
I come up to about most of their belly buttons.
You're shorter than your children.
Yes.
I see that I am plumbing a dry well. All right then.
Ghoul, don't listen to him. He's just prattling on like normal. Don't worry about it, Ghoul.
Just
Okay.
understand that we're here to help you and support you. And well, Zephyr said hurtful things, Zephyr.
I do what I do sometimes.
That is not the attitude that most of us are going to meet you with. But you have to understand that the structure that gave you benefit before just straight up isn't here anymore. And it will be okay. You'll find your place. And slapping around the pixie ain't the way to go about it.
It felt good.
No, it didn't.
Felt good to me. So I'm sticking with it.
Okay, so did shooting dragon blood.
It.
He smells delicious.
She goes to swing at you again and misses.
I flitter above her. Swing and a miss.
And she spins on her foot and storms out of the tent. Just
Hey,
gone.
Gregory, can you come with me and take a look at this other individual? I'd like to see if you recognize where they're from. Because if she's from this house, Strongborn.
Strongborn.
She's from House Strongborn.
If she's from House Strongborn, I'm curious if this other individual is from the same house. If maybe wherever she was found, whatever this pod was that she went to sleep in, if it was for the members of Strongborn or if it was something a little bit more general.
Yeah, I can look. I mean, I don't recognize all the symbols. The Strongborn one in particular is kind of burned into my mind, but I can take a look at it.
Okay, let's go. Or I'll head with Gregory and take a look.
No. And he walks out with you. And he is more alert and more driven than you have seen him in a long time. Normally he walks with a cane and a bit of a limp, and he is upright and walking and headed right out to where the cart's parked.
You really been slinging potions this entire time? Not going to tell me about it?
It's an old hobby.
Hobby? Well, I think that's where you and I differ on this particular pursuit. I find it to be quite useful.
It was useful in the old days, and then it got to the point where I was too old to be out in the field. So
That's fair enough.
if I need to mix some medicine, or if, God forbid, I start having issues, usually I can mix a little something up and keep myself from having problems.
You're going to have to share that recipe with me in case you ever get so bad that you need somebody else to pull you back from the brink.
I can teach you the recipe. That isn't an issue. And actually, I'd probably appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've been able to have anyone. But it's also been a while since we've had apples.
That's
where they got
what
those.
they're called.
Yeah, that's apples, which I haven't seen in a long time. I didn't even know they grew in this area. But
Huh.
kids seem to be enjoying them. They're quite sweet. You should try one before they're gone.
Yeah, let the kids have them first. You know, if there's some left over, maybe I'll take a bite.
Oh, yeah.
I walk over and try to, as sneakily as possible, take an apple. I rolled an 8.
You think you're sneaky, and you grab like an armful of them and walk away. You have enough for one for everybody.
Okay. So, go up to the other individual. Are they still unconscious?
They are still unconscious.
Look around to try to see if I can find a mark similar to what Zahara had.
So on the back of their hand, you can see what looks to be a circle with a dragon inside of the circle. And then inside of the dragon's hands are a sickle and a bunch of barley gripped in its arm. Yeah, that's looks like they were a chambermaiden or a servant of some kind. I'm assuming probably to the Strongboard family.
They marked people?
Yeah, it was a tattoo. It's how they recognize the people that served in the castle and then their position that were in them. See, if Zahara's hand, she's got the silver dragon that's on there, and then standing bold and proud. That was their family crest. You know, they speak as if dragons never existed, yet they use them to mark all of their area, and their family owned the slave trade for the Dragonborn. Of course, it was the only place you could find Dragonborn. All the rest were wiped out.
Is the crest that's on her hand the same crest on the sigil that I found?
Yes.
I keep that hidden still.
Okay.
So we have one princess out of her time and her servant?
So it appears.
Okay. All right. Dane, what's that look for?
Well, no matter how much she says she doesn't care about this person, why were they alone? Well, why are they together? It's not if they were sleeping wherever they were before they were on the carts that we found them on. Why are they together? Mr. Happily married man with multiple children,
Yes, sir.
why do people tend to gather together and travel together?
How old does this individual look?
Probably about 19.
Do you catch what I'm laying down? She's been discreet.
Oh, well, just
I'm not saying nothing. But 2 young individuals, would it be beyond disbelief if they cared about each other?
You know, that's a good way to catch a disease.
Weren't there stories told of like 2 forlorn lovers that just couldn't be together because of class differences or families not approving? I don't remember the names of the characters, but there were stories about that. Bard, you would know something.
Yeah, it was the Bill Will was Shakespeare.
Bill was, yeah.
He did a well loved story about that, involving a young man and a young woman invited houses that ran away together. They were very much in love, as one would call it. But
So-
their houses, respective houses, definitely disagreed on that.
How would it end?
Bloody good.
Kids don't understand. Love takes work. Love is getting up every day and saying that you're going to do something, not hiding away in some sort of in some sort of sleepy bubble together until the world ends.
Why do you
I don't
get
know
to
where I
decide?
was going with that.
Love does take effort. Love does take.
Love
Work.
is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah.
But the young often confuse love and lust.
It's fair. Wonder if Lusty Pants here is going to wake up anytime soon.
That I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure why he's asleep. I can tell you that's the mark of a wizard.
Wait,
But he's been marked by a wizard, or he has.
the
He's a
mark.
wizard.
The mark of a wizard. That he would have been one of the family wizards. He was a servant, but that's the mark of a wizard.
Well, that explains a few reactions.
Do you remember any names of the wizards? I know.
Their family was a long way away from me.
Got it.
I know the stories of the fact that their family's the one that started the blight. Started the world that was destroyed. I mean, it's... Who knows if any of it is actually true? Things have changed so much in the last few hundred years.
Things have changed in the last hour.
You have a point. I thought humans were extinct. I was okay with it, too.
Is that what we're calling this creature? Human?
Yeah, that would be a human. I haven't seen one in a long time. They died out quite quickly. They're apparently squishy.
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
Greg,
hold
Greg,
up well.
look like you. Not point ear, though.
Yeah, they do look like me. They don't live anywhere near as long as we do, though. They're 50 years, 60 years, and then they die. Unless you stab them, then they die faster.
That happened with lots of things.
True.
Speaking of things have changed, my knife or my dagger suddenly appears back in my hand. Oh, shoot, yeah, that's right. Wipe it off on my still somehow magically or pristinely white lab coat and put it back in its sheath. But, so, okay. So this human and her lover,
Friend.
her friend, yes, friend, all right.
We hate to assume, but
This human and
If
her
we were to.
friend were taken out of this bubble by somebody who we were informed of, and they were brought here. And they have this infected dragon blood in them.
16.
You keep talking.
What do they want? Or what?
Is that 14?
What do you think that? What do you think that the Order of the Golden Dragon wants with them?
19.
That would potentially get Steph's children. 7. Uh-oh.
Are you like roll single digits night?
Apparently. That would get Steph's children back into the Golden Halls. I mean, this feels to me like another 2 mouths to feed.
Well,
Except for maybe the wizard.
I know the VIPs were supposed to be another set of elves. I mean, it wasn't humans. It's
We didn't-
weird that it was.
We didn't see anyone or anything. There were no corpses. There were no nothing.
Man, that's weird. There was supposed to be a set of strong soldiers, and then there was a set of elves.
Did we make it to the right campsite?
And they were supposed to be as old as I am.
Did we make it to the right campsite?
Thought we made it to that. We went in the direction we were asked to.
Yeah, but
We got
we got
captured really quick.
Uh-oh.
Did we?
And just as you start to say that,
You guys got the wrong people.
you hear a scream. And as you turn, you see a Zahra, eyes ablaze, comes charging directly at you. And when I say eyes ablaze, her eyes are on fire and burning from her skull. Her skin has now turned gray. Her fingers have elongated. And where fingernails should be, now protrudes bone. Her back arches. As she comes at you, almost galloping on all fours, and tackles you. Roll to defeat a grapple.
The acrobatics.
Yep.
18.
Okay, so you do get out of her grapple. She goes to try and grab a hold of you, and she ends up rolling past you. As she rolls past you, she rolls into the cart, and with one arm, she grabs a hold of the other person's body and starts to scoop up and start heading out towards the door.
Ghoul, do the thing, Ghoul.
Cast and tangle.
Yeah, do it. So you cast the tangle. It's what does she need to roll to get out of it?
12?
Yeah.
I think it was a 12.
Strength 12.
Ooh.
All right. Ooh, she's a strong little bitch. She's out. If she beats it, is it still has to be because it's
Difficult terrain.
difficult terrain, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And depending on where you were to, I guess, center it, she'd either be, in the
Oh,
center
nope.
at the.
Nope, she did it. It's 15. We're good. I can do math. But it is difficult terrain, so she's moving at half of her speed, but she is still moving. And she also has the other one in her arms.
We going into initiative or?
Yes, you are. I need to go get a character.
Oh, God! What is with my single-digit rolls, except for these weird, get out of a grapple?
Do you guys have minis yet?
No.
No.
I have an R2D2.
Today.
Yep. Okay, I can.
Plus staff.
I got one I
plus
can bring.
Old Gregory.
Okay, so she is at the cave entrance. You are here. The bard. Here, I can use your.
It's weirdly to scale.
I picked the tiny one.
Yep.
I was gonna go with Max Rebo, but he wouldn't stand up by himself.
Is that
It's a placeholder character.
the person, the other person on the base? Is that the
You.
person that she's carrying? Oh, that's me.
That's
So-
you. The person she's carrying is the scythe that's in her hand. I have
Okay.
terrible characters right now for the people that are listening to this. They're placeholder things, but they're
All right, so she still has to move through me.
she still has to move through you.
Okay, she just hasn't grappled me.
She's at the end of her
Well, I
her
rolled
movement.
a 10.
for initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. What everybody else roll?
10.
17.
Nat 20.
All right, so Dan gets to go first, and then Zephyr.
You can call me Zep.
Okay, and then Zep, and then Ghoul, and then her, and then you.
She also got 10?
Huh?
She also got 10?
Yeah.
We both got 10.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it goes off of dexterity, so she's there. So
Can I get to her?
yes, you guys are right on top of her.
I shield bash her. She is prone.
Perfect. So she is prone.
I cast Bless on the party.
Good idea. All right. So bless gives everybody additional D6
D4.
or advantage. D4. Additional D4.
You blast up to 3 characters of your choice. 1, 2, 3. Hi guys. You guys are blessed. Whenever target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which is up to a minute, target can roll a d4 and add that to the number rolled to the attack or saving throw. To the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay. So next is Zep.
All right.
Are you done with your turn? I'm sorry. I should
Yeah,
have said.
yeah.
Okay. Yep,
Bonus
Zep.
turn and action.
Perfect.
Bonus action and action.
I'm going to attempt to cast Sleep on her.
Ooh, please do. Oh, come back here.
I don't know if I want to anymore. I need more D8s.
I got 1. Oh, good thing you got long arms.
2 of them will work. I'll just roll them a couple times.
Okay. I say I don't have as many dice over here as I usually do.
8,
Oh, they're right here.
2, 28 total. Bam. All right. Well, the spell sends a creature into a magical slumber. Full roll 5d8. The total of how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect was 28 total. All right. Starting with the creature with the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. Sleeper takes damage, or somebody uses an action to slap, or shake them awake.
Okay. And you rolled 28 for the...
28.
Yeah, that's not enough to put her to sleep.
That's why I said try.
So that means it's now... Go.
Can I cast Mold Earth underneath her and basically put her into a trench?
You can try. She'd have to roll a dexterity save not to fall in there.
She's prone.
Oh, yeah, she is prone. Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
So... Okay. So yeah, if you cast Mold Earth, you would move. That's only a 5-foot square. She's bigger than that. So you get like one of her legs in there.
Well, she's entangled.
She's
And prone.
not entangled. She's just prone, but she's on difficult terrain
Okay.
because she beat the entanglement.
Okay.
But you shield bashed her, which would have put her prone. And then he's casting Mold Earth. Mold Earth is a 5-foot square that he can do per turn. So that's not going to be big enough for her to fall in, because she is a large creature. She was a medium creature. She's now a large creature. Because humans are a medium creature. She's no longer human form.
You described the eyes and everything on fire. You didn't describe...
She got bigger.
Okay, good to know. I guess in that case... create water. Basically turn into a little water shower to try extinguishing flames.
Okay, the flames are just in her eyes, not on her entire body. So, just to let you know. But yeah, you can fill. So you filled a little pit with water. So she's still knocked down. So she's gonna have to use half of her speed to stand up. And it's still difficult terrain. So she will move forward like 5 feet, as far as she can get. Then she is going to. So she's going to stand up, and then she is going to swing on.
I know what's coming.
Okay, so she is going to swing on you
Right.
twice, but it's only with 2 daggers. So the first swing is a 7. So I'm assuming
With her
7 doesn't.
claws, or where'd she get daggers?
It's her
Her
claws.
claws, okay.
It's
gotcha.
just kind of homebrewed a little bit here. Get back here. And the next one I rolled a 2, so she doesn't hit you with that either.
All right.
So she swings twice and misses twice, but she is standing again.
Okay. I do not have a whole lot that detains. Maybe not for you. Well, I suppose. Oh yeah. Well, fair.
To be fair, I'm a one-trick pony. I'm gonna knock the person to the ground. My feat is shield master.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm going to toss me one of the apples.
Okay.
Grab one of the apples from him, and I'm going to use catapult to try to hit for non-lethal damage to attempt to knock her out.
Okay.
To shoot it out. So grab it, and it just, or grab it. I toss a little bit of 2 chemicals into a vial and shove the apple in top like some sort of like makeshift potato gun. So for that, for catapult, they need to make a dexterity save, difficulties 13.
No, she does not make it.
She doesn't make it. All right. That means she takes 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Where'd my calculator go? There it is.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, and I can move 15 feet. I'm going to attempt to back away from her, the 15 feet that I can move.
Okay.
To still be in her path, but not right up on top of her.
Okay, not an issue. I'd say if you want to move your character.
Where do you want to move?
Towards
Back.
the log. Yeah,
There
try
you
to
go.
block the exit.
Okay, alright, so we're back to Dan.
Dane. I knock her prone again.
Okay, she's prone.
I do non-lethal damage with my shield. I'll just trying to hurt her.
Okay.
I will not stabby stab. It's on that page. I rolled an 8, so I'm pretty sure I don't hit. I don't see. Oh, 13.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Close, but doesn't hit.
Well, that's with my short sword. I don't know what it would be to hit with my shield.
I'll just say it's the same.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. I say either way, it didn't hit. So.
Yep.
Okay, so that takes us to Zep.
Something to discuss later.
Yep. Zep. Zippity zip. Zep.
Yes. Not much I can do.
Don't forget you have bardic inspiration that you can put on other people too. Of course, that's a bonus action or reaction.
I think it's a reaction.
Sorry, I've never played a bard before. I'm not
Yeah,
a
you're
charismatic person.
Ain't no worries.
First time druid, I cannot complain about how you
There we
play.
go. None of us know what we're doing.
First time paladin.
I'm not a first time DM.
No.
No.
Still doesn't mean he knows what he's doing, though.
Yep.
I've been running Dungeons and Dragons since I was 14. I don't think I know what I'm doing.
But every time I start feeling kind of confident in the system, they come out with a new system.
Yeah, Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action.
Yep.
Oh, I had movement yet. I would like to move in front of him to kind of encircle.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to move. These are 5-foot squares.
Roughly.
Roughly, yeah. Move a little bit closer to him. I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on Boblin the Goblin.
Name's Morg.
Morg. He's going to get 1 Morg dice.
Ah,
So you get that extra D6.
Nice.
What's a goblin?
Boblin the Goblin.
All right, Ghoul.
Come up behind her. I'm gonna say, please just go to sleep for now, and cast Shillelagh.
Okay. What does Shillelagh do?
It turns, it imbues my core shaft where I'm using a femur bone. You're holding with nature's power. For duration, use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack and damage rolls. Immediately attack becomes a D8 plus 2.
Okay.
And I rolled a 19. So plus 4.
Plus a D4.
Yeah, 23.
23 hits.
So somewhere between 13 and 23.
Yep. It's only a 10 number difference.
Yeah, just a few numbers.
And 7 damage to the back of her skull.
Okay. Dink. All right, so that's going to be her turn. So she is going to stand up, and she is going to...
Question. Her standing up, would that provoke attack of opportunities?
Attack of opportunities in 5th edition are when a character leaves your threatened area.
Okay.
It's actually one of the reasons why reach weapons aren't quite as good or have that disadvantage, because you have to be beyond where they would normally be able to hit you.
Okay.
So she is going to roll. Who's in front of her?
I am.
You're in front of her. She's going to roll to grapple you. And that is a nat 20.
17 strength, right?
Yep.
Not natural 20.
Okay, so she is going to win then. So she is going to grapple you, and then she is going to vomit black goo all over you.
Is it poison?
Mm-hmm.
I'm resistant.
That's fine. But you are grappled and now covered in a black, sticky substance that you can feel starting to try and penetrate your skin.
Okay.
And that's where she will end her... Yeah, that's where she'll end her turn, because she's grappled into you, so that goes into Morg.
All right. How's she looking?
She's hurt, but she's not beaten up yet.
I don't rightly know that I can make an acid spray or poison non-lethal. So to heck with it, I am going to take my dagger of returning and attempt to throw it at her and hit her with the back end
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So that is, so it's a 16, and I have the bless. 18 with the bless.
18 will hit.
Okay. Oh, 7 damage there. Flip up the dagger, or flip the dagger out. Toss it out of my hand, or grab it by the blade, toss it out. Pong. Clonks her right with the butt end of the thing, and it appears right back in my hand.
Nice. You strike her in the skull, and for just a second, you watch as her eyes flitter and go back to normal, and you recognize that she looks terrified and scared.
Something's got a hold of her, boys.
And then just about the moment that you think she's going to start to go back out, they alight back up, and she is back growling and gripping onto Dan. Diane?
Dane.
Why is your name so hard?
Pain with a D.
Okay,
Great
Dane.
Dane.
Yeah.
It's Great Dane. So, as she's gripping onto you, Dane, I am going to have you roll a my brain's gone. Give me a second. It'll catch up.
A D20.
It is a D20. It's a save. I am going to have you roll a wisdom save for me.
Okay, I rolled a 10. Does this have to do with the poison?
Yep.
Would I have advantage?
Nope. You can't be poisoned in this. You're not. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Roll with advantage.
I'll go with the 10.
So as you're fighting against her, you start to hear a whisper in your ear as you can feel this ooze start to slip into your mouth and into your eyes, and it starts to slip, and you can feel it in your ear as it's wiggling its way in. What language do you speak?
Celestial, Common, and Dwarven.
Okay. You start to hear an almost chitter and growl in your ear, and you can feel it as it's trying to like pulse in and push and start to work its way into any opening that it can find on your body. But you can't understand the whispers, but you can hear them almost reverberating through your teeth and your bones and your ears.
Yep.
And now it's your turn.
And I cast Lay on Hands. Remembering what I did to her in the cart when I did it with just intent.
Okay.
I'm using Lay on Hands as a weapon.
Good plan. I like this.
Motherfucker.
Are you sure you're using it as a weapon?
So, as you
That wasn't at one.
press your hands into the side of her and you start to pray to Morg and you start to try and harness all of the power of your
Moradin.
god. Moradin.
I'm not going to pray to Morg.
Don't pray to Morg. As you start to pray to
You pray to
Moradin.
me if you want.
Go to hell, you overly sanctimonious father piece of shit.
And you start to push and you feel like you're harnessing this power. You feel a reverberation back into you. And you get knocked back 10 feet into the stream behind you. But as you get knocked back, as you move, you feel the ooze that had been gripping over top of you and trying to like work its way into every orifice. You could feel it shudder and then rip from your body, repelled away from you. But you are shoved back 20 feet and you are now in the water prone.
Okay, I would still have my action. Can I stand?
Yes.
Okay. Because Lay on Hands with bonus action. Standing is action. That's my turn.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Zep.
Woo! I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Nope.
No, he's standing.
Jackass.
You say she is in the cave?
No, you guys, so the cart is outside the cave. It's not actually in the cave itself. So you guys are just outside the cave, outside, where there's a stream that runs by. Yeah. There's a log that you guys have been using to cross the stream. Okay. Few small trees. It's relatively well hidden, but it's also a great place where there's access to fresh water.
Yeah.
There's, timber that can be used for fires and keeping warm.
I'm going to attempt to cast Thunder Wave, pushing her back.
Towards the cave?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is a... What kind of save is that?
Wave of thunderous force sweeps out in front of you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me must make a Constitution throw. On a failed save, creature takes 2d8 thunder and is pushed 10 feet away from you.
So with that, keep in mind, you are going to hit everyone within that 15-foot range. So it's going to be, you're going to hit Morg, and you're going to hit Ghoul, and you're going to hit...
Well,
15-foot cone. He could angle it away from me.
Oh, is it a cone or a cube? I heard
Cube.
cone. It's a cube.
I also have that hole that I did with mode.
I was reading that. So the cube would... Okay, I was thinking straight line.
Yep, nope.
Nope.
Cube.
Never mind.
I mean, you could. Is it? Where does it originate from?
Off of me.
Off of him.
you. Yeah.
I mean, he could do it. He's just going to shove everybody else, too.
Yeah. I read that wrong. I was seeing it as a straight. So I would hit the two of them, but not... Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
What's
she
the
needs-
worst that can happen? Constitution save.
She rolled in that one.
Yay.
22.
All right,
20.
That worked.
And you said she took...
Going to take 2d8 thunder damage and pushed back 10 feet.
Okay.
On a successful, they take half damage and are not pushed.
Oh, she didn't succeed. She definitely got pushed back 10 feet.
Roll your
So,
damage so you know.
Roll my damage.
6.
3 for me.
Nice. Okay.
So I was wondering if she's getting pushed back. Is there a chance that she hit that hole that I dug? trying to-
Yes.
Ho ho!
So as you shove her back, and you watch as the lightning reverberates through her, like it hit her and almost seemed to get absorbed into her. So instead of normally like it's shocking and it passes through and continues, it hit her and it hit her again, like completely reverberates through her body.
Is she still carrying that person?
Yes. So
You ever use a metal baseball bat? Whack.
as it hits her, she ends up getting shoved back and she gets caught in the thing and smashes into the ground. As you watch her smash into the ground, her eyes change. Her body shifts back into the shape that she was before. And as she hits the ground and you watch it as she changes back into herself, you watch as a small dribble of black liquid comes from the side of her mouth and drips into the ground. And you see the body that she was carrying smashes into the rock. And you see blood starting to pour down the side of their head. And their arm is now askew in an odd position. Their leg is bent and pushed back against their body. And they slump on the ground. And you see an orange light pulse from their body and pull back in. And you watch as their skin starts to change. And it becomes more white. And it starts to wrinkle and starts to move and shift. And you watch as the human that was in front of you changes. It is no longer human. And a dragon sits in front of you, silver, with broken wings, in an extremely small frame.
And that's why you don't do drugs.
And this is where we end our session.
That was episode 3. Thank you, everybody that joined us. Remember, the biggest thing about this is we try and keep going forward is those likes and those shares and those subs and the Patreon supporters and the YouTube supporters and people that are supporting us on TikTok. You guys are amazing. And everyone that's been coming back to Spotify or Google Play or any of the places you've been listening to this, you are the reason why we can keep doing this. So keep sharing that love. Keep telling people about the episode. Keep doing everything that you guys are doing. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of all of our hearts. And we look forward to seeing where this venture goes in the future. This was a Basement Dorks production.